been a lot of focus on Carson Wentz this week. I was wondering what you saw from him Sunday, and why things were such a struggle, and what he has been like this week, and how you think things are going to get better in the passing game.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't the best game for the offense, the whole team, but we're going to be better. Carson's going to come to work every day. Love his attitude this week coming into it. But, it definitely wasn't just Carson. There's a lot of things I could have done better. There's plays where the primary wasn't open. The check down wasn't open. Sometimes they covered us, We got to be better as the receivers, the tight ends. We just got to be better. We got to help him out. I dropped one. Could have had a play on Ramsey. I just got to be better as well.
Ed and then EJ.
Hi, Dallas. Doug talked to us this morning about maybe simplifying some things. Is it more about simplifying the offense, or is it more about just execution each week?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Coming in, we had with the short offseason, we got a lot of young players playing. So there was a couple of plays, where not everybody was doing the right thing. So if we can just go out there and play ball and get to things we know how to do, I think we can be successful. But like you said, we just got to get in the books, know the game plan, the ins and outs of it. Whatever the defense gives us, we got to have the answer for it. So that's kind of what we're planning on doing.
EJ and then Mike K.
Hey, Dallas, you guys are going to be without Jalen for a little while. How big of a loss is that for the offense? And had you noticed him opening things up for you guys in the middle of the field already, or is that not the case yet?
Yeah, for sure. Even just the first two games, you've seen the safeties deeper than they were last year for sure. So it's going to be a big loss. He's a young player. He was starting to catch stride, and, I think he was just going to be climbing all season. As a rookie, he's just going to get better and better. So it is a big loss for us. Obviously, when you lose your last two first-round picks, it takes a toll on the offense. But we're going to be all right. We're going to fight through without him and be excited when he gets back.
Mike and then Bo.
Dallas, the 10-yard catch that you made in the red zone, you guys gave the Rams a really interesting look with Jalen Hurts in the backfield. Did you notice how much attention the two fakes kind of played into you getting open?
Yeah, it was definitely a great call by the offense. They actually called out a screen was coming when two came into the game. And the plan was to get the Mike outside the hash, and when he did, I was going to go right and replace him, and it worked out to perfection. But, yeah, it was awesome. The way the pulling guard, everything, just the execution of that play was perfect.
Do you see him as being kind of like a weapon for you guys, like an additional weapon when he doesn't play quarterback? Hurts, I mean.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great athlete. He's going to draw attention, different things, moving him around. Teams know that he can catch the ball, run with it. He can catch the ball and throw it again if we throw it to him backwards or whatever. I think he's going to have a big part of being able to free somebody up, that's for sure.
Thanks.
And then Rob.
Hey, Dallas, just what is your take on the start of the season for Avonte? How is he doing, and what's it like watching him when you're on the sideline?
Yeah, it's been fun. Avonte's one of my best friends on the team, and he's starting at corner. I think he's been playing pretty well. Obviously, there's plays that he can make. He could have had a pick, probably 6 that first game that got knocked out of his hand. But, no, I'm excited to watch him keep growing at corner, establishing himself in the league.
Rob and then Jeff.
Dallas, you mentioned there were guys who just weren't open, whether it was check down, whether it was primary. Is that simply on the guys running the routes? Is that also maybe a combination of the scheme, the design? Could there be things done differently to get you guys more wide open?
To get us wide open is always going to be tough in this league. We just got to create a little bit of separation. It's not really the scheme. It's just being able to adjust to whatever the defense gives us. If they play it a little bit different, we got to adjust and be able to be an outlet for Carson and be able to make plays. And we didn't do that good enough last week.
Jeff and then Dave.
Obviously, you guys have run a lot of 12 personnel with Zach and you, Dallas. But on Sunday, you averaged only 4.8 yards per pass attempt. I mean, is that a winning formula? Can you guys go as heavy 12 as you have and get enough big chunk plays down the field, or will there need to be a little more balance with 11 personnel moving forward?
the Seahawks did a great job. They were trying to filter everything. They weren't going to let anything get over. They were going to make us put together 12, 15 play drives and just, take away the big shot and let us just keep getting 4 yards, 5 yards here, 3 yards, and we just got to, when that happens, we just got to grind through it, take what the defense gives us and just keep going. It's going to be we're going to have long drives when we're in 12 personnel sometimes. But at the same time, I think we can make plays, explosive plays. We just got to get them called at the right time and take advantage of those opportunities.
We have time for a couple more, so we'll go Dave and then Zach.
Hey, Dallas, I kind of wanted to ask a little bit about that same line of questioning. Can you guys have those explosive plays from 12, and what do you have to do to get them?
Yeah, I mean, going back to week 1, I think we had quite a few explosive plays out of 12 personnel. But like I said last week, we kind of knew it was going to be like that, where they were going to filter everything into the middle. They weren't going to give up the big play. But, yeah, there's definitely going to be opportunities for big explosive plays, whether we can get the play action going and D-Jack can take a big play, or Hightower, or we can get JJ started rolling. But just everybody has to be better.
Hey, Dallas, another 12 personnel question here. I know going into the year, it was something you guys expected to do quite a bit, but 80%, which is what it was on Sunday, is as much as it's been really since you've been here. Are you surprised by that much? And do you think that's something you'll continue doing?
Yeah, I think 12 personnel will be a big part of the game plan every week. Just with, everything Zach can do, everything I can do. We just got to take advantage of the mismatch we get. And both Zach and I have to play better. We didn't play bad, but we definitely didn't make a huge statement in the game. We didn't really change the game. And that's something we pride ourselves in doing. So we got to do that this week.
Very, very quickly, Dallas, if you don't mind, that one play where you had a step on Ramsey, was that supposed to be a back shoulder throw?
That one's tough. It could be either. I got off. I don't think Carson expected me to beat Jalen with a step like I had on him, so he was ready to be a back shoulder right away. Carson has a lot of trust in me, and we just got to get on the same page. We got to connect there, and we missed there, but I think both Carson and I have a lot of trust in each other, and I think we'll be making those plays here on out.
Jim talked to us yesterday about what he thought the problem was Sunday, which was essentially that he made you guys have to decipher too much, and trying to simplify things physically, he made it too hard to figure everything out. Was that the way you saw it? What did you think?
It's just us on the defense. We have to execute no matter what Jim calls. And, going into the game, we knew what they were going to do, but, we just had to hit the field and execute on everything that we worked on.
But did what he say, did that resonate with you? Did that make sense? Is that what the explanation he gave to you guys as well?
I'm not understanding what you're saying. His explanation, what you mean?
When he talked to us, he said it was his fault, basically, that the defense played the way it did.
No, it's everyone's fault. He's bringing the scheme, and we're on the field doing it. We have to be able to execute what's going on out on the field, starting with bad eyes and all. We got to have good eyes, starting from the back end, moving to the linebackers to the D tackles, So it's just not all his fault. It's everyone's fault. We are collectively a team, and, we all wear that on our backs, and we're ready to move on.
All right, thank you.
Let's go John McMullen, and then we'll get back to Jeff.
Hey, Avonte, it did seem like a bunch of you guys really verbalized what the Rams were going to do, pre-snap motion, all that kind of eyewash stuff. Rodney kind of mentioned after the game that guys started chasing plays. Do you think it was maybe a discipline issue and guys not trusting each other? That's how he kind of explained it.
To me, it's just like eye discipline is the most thing when you have all the eyewash things that's going on. You guys got to be where you have to be. If you see your one key, you have to don't look at a lot of the other things. But that game is over. We're moving into the next week. We're trying to start something better, pick this thing up and get it rolling. It's just been the first 2 games. It's a long season still, and we're looking forward to our next game against the Bengals.
All right, let's check back in with Jeff. Are you there?
Yeah, Avonte, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. we all know Darius Slay is one of the better cover corners in the NFL. It seems though teams have been challenging him these first 2 weeks. His tackling, throwing in front of him, and he's kind of met the challenge. What do you see out of him as a tackler, and how hard is it sometimes for cover guys to overcome maybe that perception that they're not also good tacklers?
When I talk to him, he always brag about his covering skills, but I see him as a tackler. Ever since he's gotten here, he has made a lot of big tackles, and he actually got a tackle for loss at that. So, he's not afraid to stick his head in there. So he's definitely good on both perspectives, tackling and covering. It's exciting to watch him play.
We'll go Ed and then Damo.
Hey, Avonte, I apologize. I just kind of hopped on here. But Joe Burrow, your thoughts on the Bengals quarterback, the rookie quarterback. What do you see from him when you look at the tape of Joe Burrow?
He's a pretty smooth guy. He can make the throws. Definitely smooth in the pocket and stepping up in there. And, we just got to contain him and, get him throwing balls to us. We need to create turnovers. That's been the main thing for the last 2 weeks, and we don't have one yet on the defense. And, we going into this week, and that's what we're looking for. We need to make some turnovers. But he's a good quarterback.
If I could just follow up, are you surprised that he's doing as well as he has been doing in these first 2 games, given that he didn't have any OTAs or anything like that?
I'm not surprised. I watched him in college, and, he led LSU all the way, and he's a good player. He's able to make it, like I said, make the throws, and he can use his feet if he has to. These past two games, he's been playing, pretty decent. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do out there on the field coming up this Sunday. And, like I said, we got to create some turnovers.
Thank you.
Yeah, Avonte, Bengals have one of the bigger wide receiving groups in the league. 3 guys over 6'2", 2 of them 6'4". What kind of challenges does that present for your secondary?
Big challenges. We just gotta. They probably going for the deep jump balls. More often on my side or whatever. But I like it. I like the challenge. I love the challenge, and I'm really familiar with one of the receivers over there, Tyler Boyd. I played college ball with him. He's definitely a good receiver as well. So I'm looking forward to these matchups coming up, and we just want to come out with a victory, so we have to execute what we have to do.
We had a chance to talk with Jim Schwartz earlier this week. He mentioned his concern for the defense dealing with adversity. Obviously, this is your first year with the Eagles, your first time dealing with adversity as an Eagle. I'm curious what you've seen from, fellow DBs dealing with those issues early on, and what you're kind of helping to contribute to get past this point.
Right now, all I'm doing is just keep trying to motivate us, just telling guys next play. Like I was telling the folks today, man, if we blessed to play the whole season, you plan up to probably 2,000 plays a year. And, it's plenty of plays to go around. So don't try to make the play. The plays go come to you. So I just say, man, if we do our job, man, we're going to make a lot more plays.
Rob and then Zach.
Hey, Slay. Also, regarding what Jim said yesterday, he put everything on him. He said his scheme was the problem. It wasn't you guys. One, how much do you appreciate a coach saying that the scheme, the game plan was the issue, not the players, not the personnel? And do you think it was as simple as that, and that's the reason why guys were running wide open?
We're not going to put it all on him, but, as a coach, as a D coordinator, he did take the blame. But, we could have did a lot of stuff better, too, as a group, as a unit. But for having a coach like that take it like that is a great coach, man. He been in the game for a long time, man. He done seen it all and did it all. So we appreciate him the most for doing that, man. And all they do is make us want to fight harder for him each and every day, man, even though we already do. But just the max effort, man. Just go out there every play and try to give it all.
Zach and then Jeff.
Hey, Slay, it didn't end up affecting the score, but you had a touchdown saving tackle the other day, and it looked like you were hurt after the play. What happened on that play? How are you, and how important was that play for you to make?
It was important for me to make the play. I do it in practice. I come from the backside, I chase down. I practice that during practice. I make sure that's how I get my conditioning, is chasing down on the backside. And it always pays off. And I've been doing that a lot in my whole career. If you ever been knowing me, I give it my all. But I wasn't hurt. I just knocked the wind out of myself a little bit. Landing on the ball when I thought he fumbled, and then and just lost a little air. I was great though.
Jeff, and then Damo.
Hey, Slay, I guess, as a cover guy, sometimes the perception on cover guys is that they don't tackle well, as I'm sure you probably recall from a question asked of you here a month ago or so. You've been challenged these first two games and obviously came up big on that one end around and then ran down, Henderson on the long run. What do you make of that? And what do you make of your tackling overall? And has it improved in recent years?
Yeah, I've been told you I was a great tackler. I was kind of confused why somebody said that. I'm like, what? But yeah, I feel like I'm a pretty good tackler, man. I practice a lot. I've been in them games where you had to make your tackles. I remember my first attempt trying to tackle Adrian Peterson in Detroit. So I don't have been in a lot of tough situations of great backs that I had to go tackle, and I had to make sure I knew how to. So, but I can tackle pretty good. I think so.
Damo and then Martin.
Yeah, Slay, you're going up against one of the bigger wide receiving cores in the league this week. Three guys over 6'2", two of them 6'4". What challenge does that present? And Avonte was saying that he kind of expects them to pick on him and Nikel since they're giving up a lot of size.
Play ball, man. That's all I can say. Them all some tall guys, some baby giants, but we go compete, and that's what I put into the group. The group knows we go out there every play and play as hard as we can, and fight there for every down. So that's what our goal plan is just going there and compete at every level.
Martin and John Clark.
Hey, Slay. Being that this is your first kind of taste of Philly and you guys are off to an 0-2 start, I mean, what have you noticed about, the way the fans have kind of taken to this compared to, let's say, what might have happened if you were 0-2 in Detroit? I mean, is it totally different?
I don't think no organization want to start off 0-2, so I think all fans would be upset. So, we gonna get this thing turned around and get it going. I got to do more. I got to find a way to make plays, but I got to wait till they come to me to get the offense more chances to go out there and score. So, I think all of us in the division just need to figure a way out to contribute and bring a W here.
We have time for a few more, so let's go John, Dave, and Ed.
Time for a few more.
Hey, Slay. From competing against Jalen Reagor in practice, and I've seen you mic'd up where you talk with the young receivers a lot. How disappointed are you for him that he's going to miss extended time with his injury?
I don't never want to see nobody injured from this league. We all brothers in this league. Praying for him to have a speedy recovery. And it's a hit. He's a talented guy, man. He can stretch the field, great guy, man. I've been working with him hard to make him try to be one of the best young receivers in this league. And but I know when he go come back and play hard though. He got that already in his mind. He's been talking to himself. He's been motivating himself that whenever he gets back, he's ready to go. So I'm really looking forward to him to getting back out there and competing.
Hey, Slay, you're facing a rookie quarterback this week. When it comes to the practice of kind of baiting a quarterback into throws, is that something you enjoy doing, and how much of that process starts in the film room?
I enjoy a lot. Just figure out what he likes and and make it, and what he don't like and make it look away. And we just gotta get a great game plan against him and get ready though. He a young guy, but I really like him. I think he probably the most poised one that came into the league. After being at LSU, of course, he got confidence. He got a lot of swagger about himself. I love about him, and it looks like he's a competitor, man. He competes every play, and I'm looking forward to for the challenge.
Hey, Slay, just about the interceptions, the team doesn't have any yet. I mean, you're a guy that gets interceptions. You have 19 of them, I think, in your career. I mean, when a team's going through a stretch where you're not getting the ball turned over, how do you approach that? What do you do? What do you say?
Well, like I've been saying, we blessed enough. If we play the whole year, probably got roughly 15 to 2,000 plays. So they're gonna be playing plays to make. So we just wait till the time is right. There's so many plays, like I've been always preaching, man. There's so many so many opportunities. So you don't gotta rush it. They go come to you, man. You do your job, they'll be there.
We got to talk to Jim Schwartz yesterday, and he kind of took the brunt of the blame for what went on against Los Angeles on himself and his game planning. How did you see it? It seemed like everybody verbalized the pre-snap motion and all that, but when the game started, maybe there was some miscommunication issues? What do you sort of place that on?
We just, as a whole, we all played inconsistent football. Defensively, we couldn't put a good drive together. We had a lot of mishaps here and there, and at the end of the day, we just couldn't play consistently as a unit.
Chris and then Zach.
Hey, Nate, from your vantage point, could you describe what happened on those 2 touchdowns passes that involved Higbee, or 2 of those ones?
The first one was a boot. I'm not here to point any fingers or anything, but I know the second one. I had a man-to-man, and he was just one of those hide plays where he was just hide, and then he just ran down the opposite hash, and I lost my eyes for a split second, and I got out-leveraged.
Zach and then Les.
Hey, Nate, when the other team runs for 190 yards and the tight end scores 3 touchdowns, the linebackers come under scrutiny. Do you think that's fair based on the way the game went?
Like I said, I think just as a whole, we all played inconsistent football. At each series there was people here, people there. But obviously, when you don't run the ball or they run the ball on you very well, it should go on the linebackers. I think we take pride in stopping the run here in Philadelphia, and that's what we didn't do. And, we watched the tape and we understood the mistakes that have been made. And, as a defensive whole, I feel like we put that in the past and we've learned from all the mistakes in the last game. And, we're ready for the Bengals and stopping the run with them.
Les and then Jeff.
What you got out there at the very end, Nate, was what I was going to ask you about. How hard is it to put something like this behind you? It's not like, a 1-point loss where the defense played pretty well or something. It was really a very long and arduous afternoon. How do you put that behind you? How do you get the confidence and the swagger back?
We talked about it. We went over the tape. We learned from our mistakes. We understood what type of mistakes we had. You just gotta flush it. We obviously we haven't had the season we wanted to start out the way it has, but our goals are always obviously still out in front of us. So it's easier for us to flush it, knowing that we still have the objectives and goals ahead of us that we can still accomplish. So it's just one of the bumps in the road we got to put behind us, and I think that we've learned from it, especially after today's practice. I feel like we've definitely flushed it.
Thank you,
Jeff and then Martin.
Nate, Jim Schwartz said something about, he felt like maybe the response to adversity Sunday could have been better, and that's something that he wants to improve moving forward. What are some of the ways that the guys that are on the defense now can do that? I guess whether it's with scheme or with attitude or with being able to verbalize it.
I didn't hear the full question. Will you repeat it again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Jim Schwartz said something about, he felt like the response to adversity wasn't great, and he took some of the blame himself, but I think he wanted the players to also show a response there. And I'm just wondering, what can the players do moving forward so that when things do go bad, you can turn it around in game?
Like I said, I think we had a lot of inconsistent football. We had a lot of people in and out of spots where they're supposed to be. I think it's just a thing during the week that we got to fix. Just going over the plays throughout the week. Just being able to be fundamentally sound and all on the same page. Like I said last week, there was a couple times where we weren't all on the same page, and obviously it cost us, and you can see that. So throughout the week, we just got to make sure that our communication is on point and everybody's on the same defensive call.
Martin and Zach.
Hey, Nate, what are you noticing about Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow? I mean, he's only got the 2 games, of experience. You didn't really get a chance to see him in preseason, obviously. What have you noticed from him and their offense in general? Thanks.
Stats don't really show it, but they're a good football team. They got a really good running back. They can run the football. Joe Burrow, he's really he looks like a veteran back there. He's very poised. He's got tremendous pocket presence, and he's not going to make a lot of mistakes. So we got to put some pressure on him. Hopefully, put him in some situations where we can cause him to make some mistakes. But we got to be able to stop the run with Joe Mixon because he's a great back who can do it all.
We'll wrap it up here with Zach.
As a follow-up on Joe Burrow, his family has a lot of Nebraska connections. Is he someone that you have a background with it all, or that you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm actually still trying to figure out the coach who told him he wasn't good enough to come to Nebraska.
We didn't get to see you at all in training camp, and now you're back. Take us through the injury. Is that how long you expected to be out, and where are you physically right now?
I mean, I really didn't know when I got hurt, but I just kind of took it week to week, and every week I just kept improving a lot. And right now it's just me just getting back out there on the football field and just knocking some of the rust off and trying to get back out there with the guys.
Let's go Chris and then John Clark.
Hey, Javon. First off, how did it feel to be back on the field last Sunday? And two, you guys are part of a defensive line that only has about 2.5 sacks so far through the first 2 weeks of the season. What do you feel as if you can bring to that defensive line, and what changes do you guys have to make?
I was just happy to be back out there. I haven't played with them guys yet, so it was just, I was just happy to be back on the football field. Sometimes you take a lot of this for granted. So just being out there with the boys was very exciting. But as far as the stats, I think sometimes you just look too much into the stats. A lot of them guys been winning a lot of their rushes. It's just sometimes the quarterback get the ball out quick, or just different things just happen. You just a second too late. But I think we got a real talented group, and you're gonna see it start to pick up soon.
John and then Martin.
Hey, Javon, what percentage would you put it at as far as football shape that you're in? Because there's, game shape, and then, there's getting ready to play a game. So where do you think you're at physically as far as being in shape for a game?
I mean, I can't really give you a percent. I don't know how to judge the percent that I am for football, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm ready. And as we had a good practice, I had a good practice today, so I'm just taking it a day at a time and just working my craft and trying to get better and getting myself into that game shape.
Martin and then Zach.
Hey, Javon. How and when did you suffer the injury? And also, playing next to Fletcher Cox, it appears that he got hurt. I mean, you guys really haven't had much time together. What's that been like, and how are you adjusting to that? Thanks.
I mean, the injury, I can't really remember when it happened. It happened a while ago now. But it's good now. I feel great. And as far as me playing with Fletch and Malik and, the whole defensive line, it's just another great line. I'm just so used to being with a bunch of dogs, and I'm just happy to be inserted with another group of dogs, and I'm just ready to start getting it taken off and just start working with them.
Zach and then Jeff.
Hey, in your absence, Malik played real well during training camp, these first 2 weeks as well. How do you see the rotation being going forward? Because obviously he's someone who wants to be on the field too.
I think everybody want to be on the field. That's not really up to me to set the rotation. That's up to our coaches, and whoever they call, whoever they call on, I think that guy will be ready for whatever he got to do. So it's just, it's whatever. It's just we all ready to play and all want to be on the field.
We have time for a couple more, so let's go Jeff, John, and then Daniel.
How's the acclimation to going from, I know it wasn't always two gap with the Steelers, but certainly you did some of that there and here where it's basically one gap, aggressive penetrating front. How's that been? Do you feel like you're all the way caught up, or do you feel like this will be a process that'll take place over the course of the season?
I mean, it's definitely different. I done played that two gapping, and how I played in Pittsburgh for 4 years. So it's gonna take. It ain't gonna take a long time, but I just need to get some reps under my belt, and I feel like I pick up quickly, and I'm gonna just start progressing as more reps as I take.
Hey, Javon. The Eagles aren't used to seeing the Bengals. You got used to it from your time in Pittsburgh. Did you learn anything with Zach Taylor? Obviously, different quarterback, but did you learn anything about that offense that maybe you can impart to your teammates?
I mean, yeah, I done told them what I knew about them, some of the guys. But like you say, it's a new year and a new coach and new quarterback. So I'm kind of trying to learn what they do now too. But yeah, any knowledge I had, I kind of shared with the guys to help them play faster and play better.
Hey, Javon, with learning, playing next to Fletcher and Malik and getting that feel of doing that, how much of that is kind of film study? How much of it is reps? And, when do you kind of know, when you've kind of gotten that chemistry?
Yeah, I think you just know. I think y'all will tell us when when y'all see we got that chemistry when we start putting it on tape. But just having guys like Malik and Fletch and all the vets, it's just so easy to come in and start to pick up and just learning how they play and being able to pick up fast. So I'm just proud to be around a group of guys like that them being through them hard times and being in them trenches and them won Super Bowls. So I just pick their brain and just listen to whatever they tell me.